Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and for the first time in a while we're doing a seasonal championship. This one's called Playtime and we're in S1 class track toys. So yeah, primarily chosen to do this championship because there are a couple of cars in there that we haven't been able to use in previous championships, one of which was literally released last week. So
you have arrived at
yeah,
your
let's
destination.
check where we're going to be racing and what we're going to be racing in. Righty-ho, so yeah, let's take a look. So we've got the Aston Martin Vantage GT12, which is a pretty great car all around. BAC Mono, the BMW M4 GTS, brace of Chevrolets, one of which is obviously a drag car, but the Z01 and Z01 and 1LE are fantastic. We've got the Urban Rebel Concept, which is another really rather great EV, pair of Vipers, Forza edition of a Dodge, but we won't bother with Forza edition cars, never have done. Then we've got the Donkavort, a couple of Ferraris, an EV from Ford, and a normal muscle car, a couple of the vans, one of which is the donut media version, which as you can see, slightly heavier because of the donut, but well, actually it's actually slightly lighter somehow. But yeah, it's got more power and the like. And we've got a Ford Mustang Hot Wheels car, KTM Expo R, a Lamborghini Huracan STO, which is one of the cars that I've mentioned as being a newer car to use. Then they've got the Huracan Performante, Lotus of the 311, a couple of McLarens, the newest car here that's been added to the game, the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series, Nissan GTR Nismo, Noble M400, a brace of Porsche 911s and a Cayman on top, and the Vool 05RR. So yeah, we're going to start off with a car that we think I've not driven before. Where's it gone? Yeah, I don't think I've driven the Nissan GTR in a championship before. I probably have, given how many we've actually used. But yeah, it is one of my favourites in terms of all-wheel drive, you know, kind of everyday kind of vehicles that just so happen to be ludicrously quick. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a safe car, because yeah, the GTR is pretty much bulletproof when it comes to people being able to drive it. It's very, very hard to get it disastrously wrong, but it's also very powerful, incredibly quick off the line, and yeah, handles beautifully as well. So let's see if it can give us a win to start this championship off with. .600 horsepower, it's probably going to be hard to beat, but then again, how these championships can go sometimes. So yeah, we're slap bang in the middle of the current series, so we've got another couple of cars yet to come to be added to the game, neither of which are new additions to the Forza series, but I'm glad that they are at least being added. We've got the GMC Typhoon, which is basically the SUV version of the Cyclone, and then we've got the Mercedes-Benz SL65 AMG Black, which I am really looking forward to because I don't think we've had that for a while either. Looking forward to seeing what we can do with either of those in terms of anything else, in terms of videos. Unlikely to be able to review them because I think both cars, like the Cyclone, haven't had, you know, full Forza Vista versions before, so it's unlikely that we're going to have Forza Vista versions in this game, but I'm happy to be proven wrong, because that means I can do a review of them, and they are two cars that I am a big fan of. I would like to do that, so yeah. But if not, then there's kind of plenty of other ways to use them. Online racing, extreme off-road silly builds, how fast will it go? So yeah, either way, going to be seeing them at some point. A pair of 911s to beat up front of us, two completely different kind of colours. Not sure if they are the same car, they look broadly similar, but then again, sort of most 911s. stayed wildly there, that 911, for some reason. Launch out the corner. Slightly lost the back end there. Oh no. Well, second place is still a decent start, I guess. Just couldn't quite get past the 911 there at the end, but still. Podium, it's a podium position, and yeah. Still gives us a decent 16 points to start this championship off with. So, yeah. But nonetheless, let's get on to the second race and see if we can do any better. Right, so with a second place under the in the bag, let's go for the second newest car here. And that is a Lamborghini Huracan STO from 2020. Pretty good stats all round, although obviously it is only rear-wheel drive, unlike the Performante, which still has its all-wheel drive. But as you can see, that gives it a slight edge in terms of handling and braking. So it's got less weight, it's got less understeer from the front, and yeah, it's also, as you can see, despite being less powerful in terms of torque, it's on the whole a lighter car, so that does ultimately help it. Not got the best acceleration or launch, because like I said, it is only rear-wheel drive and it is still dealing with 630 horsepower, but yeah, it's definitely a lot livelier and a lot more engaging to drive as a car than the all-wheel drive versions of the Huracan. But it is also less predictable, and that means you can get into trouble a lot easier with this than you can with the all-wheel drive versions, but still, it's a really fun car to ride. Through. Might be more track car orientated, but it's still a supercar at the end of the day. Got the Urban Rebel up front. This used to be mostly a Forza edition race here. There were a bunch of the Morris Miners, the Maserati Gran Turismo, so coming through. Properly good handling on this car. They've really made it work properly without the all-wheel drive. To the point that it doesn't even really feel like it doesn't even have it. There's so much grip for the corners. You know you can push it a little bit harder because you've got no all-wheel drive that's going to potentially deliver some understeer. And then you've got the lack of weight in comparison as well. And even without the all-wheel drive, it still flies out of the corners really nicely. So yeah, this is a fantastic car. Really glad they added it to the game, and it's given us a win by quite a margin. So yeah, there we go. Nice first place win, which will definitely help us on the overall leaderboard. As you can see, we're now level with the Urban Rebel 20 from 2022. So yeah, let's get on to the third and final race and see if we can seal this championship up. Right, so with the Lamborghini giving us a win there, let's go for a car that is also somewhat track-based, but also still able to go on the road. And that is the newest car to be added to this game in this championship, and that is the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. So, yeah, this is far more powerful than the other kind of GT versions that we've had before. It's got 217 horsepower more than the standard GT, while it weighs less. It's got, you know, way better handling and braking. And yeah, overall just looks a little bit better as well with all the racing paraphernalia on it. So yeah, not raced this much to be honest, outside of, you know, when I hooned it around the track in my review of this car, but that was more, you know, hot lapping more than actual racing. So yeah, first time properly competing with this car. We'll eventually see what this is like to drive online races with some additional upgrades to make it S1 900 in terms of its class. But yeah, even in stock it's a pretty formidable car. It's hard to argue with 720 horsepower, I guess, at the end of the day. Really rather good handling, even with it being wet and only rear wheel drive. Big flaw with this, as far as I'm concerned, is that the engine doesn't sound the best, but it's not a horrible sounding engine, it's just, you know, not an exciting one either, especially given all of the power it's got going for it, and certainly plenty in the way of speed and acceleration. Mono is not able to match us for speed. It's the one limit of that car. Yes, it's got great handling and decent acceleration, but once it gets past 140 or so, it's completely outclassed. Oops. Why did the Viper brake there? Whoa, see what I mean about the BAC Mono? It just rolls right back up to the air when it comes to the corners. It's got such great braking due to the fact that it doesn't weigh anything. But yeah, the top speed is not the best, which is why this is able to keep ahead of it for the most part. Because we're comfortably getting above its top speed, even on this circuit, which is hardly the largest of circuits. Can we beat the Cayman? I think he's one of these in front of us. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Such good handling on this car, which is obviously helped by all the rear spoiler, the front splitter and the like, but even the standard car was a pretty decent handling vehicle, but obviously that's taken it one step further, and that's given us the first place position. So yeah, 1 second place, 2 first place positions, overall gives us the win of the championship overall, only by 4 points, which yeah, was really rather closer than I was expecting it to be. But a win is a win. So yeah, there we go. First championship we've done in a while, but like I said, I really was just waiting for, you know, cars to be that are new to the series, new to the game, or new to the Forza series, to be able to be used in these championships. I don't like constantly using the same kind of cars, so that's why I you know, waited this long to finally get around to doing another seasonal championship. But yeah, really rather fun. The Lamborghini and the Mercedes there were incredibly fun to drive, and also really rather successful at getting the wins as well. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.